everybody, and welcome to another episode of Chart Request Live. This is the first trading week of 2026, and man, are we starting out with a bang here, Alfonso. A lot of discussion over the weekend about the situation in Venezuela, but it's not just the energy stocks that are moving. You look at something like the fart coin, pretty much doubling over the weekend, Alfonso. You're seeing risk on across the board right now.
Yeah, look, happy to be here. A lot of movements in different areas, not only energy. I know the headlines are in energy stock that are ripping this morning. But as you mentioned, it is a risk on tape. The speculative stocks ripping higher. China setting up for a fresh leg higher as well. Even Bitcoin and crypto again, showing signs of life here. So it's really interesting. When you look at the chart of Bitcoin, it's approaching to our overbought territory. So yeah, it's an interesting tape. Very bullish today. Micro caps, small caps are outperforming today, which is very bullish for the overall market, in my opinion.
Totally, Alfonso. And as a Venezuelan yourself, did you party hard this weekend? What was the sentiment like? I know your parents are still in Venezuela. You have been gone for quite some time now, but this is a long time coming.
It was a surprise. Everyone is still in shock. Nobody believes that this is happening, and we want to stay calm. Look what can happen next, and we're just waiting for more information in the coming days and weeks. That's my answer at this moment. But yes, kind of happy.
Yeah, I bet so. Well, I'm happy for you, Alfonso. And for those of you that are not familiar with this Chart Request Live show, this is where you provide the tickers and we provide the charts. And if you want to get to your chart early in the show, you can email us questions at stockmarketmedia.com and we will put your ticker in a mailbag to start the show with. And then when we finish that, we move over to the YouTube chat for some more charts. And if you're watching this on Twitter, I know we have a large audience on the Twitter, pop on over to YouTube so we can chat with you. We love to have a very lively chat. I know we have lots of action here already. We have the Zandman becoming one of the regulars around here. I see you, Zandman. All right, T-Money BK. All right, Frey Lee. We have Jim in the chat, Todd. Full house today, Alfonso. Let's get into it. I know we have a full mailbag to get to, so without further ado, let's just dig in.
Yeah, let's start. I love the action from the chat, but first let's take a look at some of our tickers that went in our mailbox this morning. Chris asking us, he just bought XOM as a trade around 119. Where do I take profits? Or do I hold it in a while?
Well, that is a great question, and
it's a great chart to start a day, right? Everyone is talking about energy, monster bases in the energy space. They have been consolidating for 3 years. In the case of ExxonMobil, above that shelf from a high from 2014, and now breaking out to new all-time highs.
Yeah, Alfonso, and if you're somebody that's like YOLOing weekly call options, this is probably the place to be locking in gains as you run into this shelf of former highs from like October of 2024. It would make sense for the price to stop going up here for a day or two or whatever, like if that's your time frame. But if you have any kind of extended time frame, I see absolutely no reason to be taking profits here, as this looks like the beginning of a fresh leg higher in the ExxonMobil after years of going nowhere. So yeah, I don't know how you would fit this one out, Alfonso, but for me, this 2014 peak to the 2020 low is what has my attention for a Fibonacci extension. So that gives us a target of 150 in the ExxonMobil, and I think you could get that, probably no later than June. I think by the first half of 2026, you could get to this 150 level. And something you've been talking about a lot, Alfonso, is the Straza indicator and how volatility has been so compressed in energy,
Yep.
not just in names like ExxonMobil, but if you look at,
The entire
crude
space.
oil itself, the energy sector, all of it, super compressed volatility.
Yeah, exactly. So, there's not only ExxonMobil that looks like this. I mean, if you look at XLE, the energy sector ETF, it's been consolidating it in a very tight range for the past 4 years. I mean, that means volatility is, very contracted at historic low levels. And when we have this contraction in volatility, we often see wild expansion in the same volatility, right, in price. So I'm interested to see, if we can get some follow through. And again, the nature of these patterns. You started, the conversation with it depends on your time frame, and that's right, that's true. But I think the main pattern here, the main consolidation is on a multi-month, multi-weekly basis here that we're looking and again, not only in Exxon. I mean, you go to Chevron and you look the same. Conoco, big bases, big consolidations. And I think that the best example is XLE, to be honest.
Totally, Alfonso.
And remember, this type of bases, I mean, these are huge bases, right? We're back, to levels that we haven't seen, in a decade, or even since, 2006, 2007.
It's the only sector still at this great financial crisis peak.
And, right.
One thing I've noticed a lot recently, like when I've been zooming out on my charts, doing some yearly candlestick analysis, some quarterly candlestick analysis, and of course, looking at the monthly candlesticks. We've seen a lot of base breakouts that go back to the great financial crisis in the commodities, particularly precious metals. Something like GDX is just now breaking out above that great financial crisis peak, or I think it's really 2011 in that case, but COPX has a very similar setup, XME, metals and mining, just across the board in the commodities, you're seeing these massive base breakouts. So, it would make a ton of sense for energy to join that party, right, Alfonso?
And is that part of the cycle, right? I mean, gold first, then silver, we have seen platinum, palladium as well join the party. Copper miners and copper in the commodity itself joining the party as well. And the last one should be energy, right? And everything is setting up for that to happen. And yeah, when you overlay all of these charts, and as you mentioned, here we're looking at the steel, at the metals and mining ETF just breaking out. Not a pullback yet, but just breaking out above those financial crisis highs. And I think energy will be next, and I think we will see it this year. So
nice. I see Wavy McFly showed up here just to give love to me. It's a beautiful day, my friend. No chart to request, just sharing love. I appreciate you, Wavy McFly. You are the man. Thank you for being here. Alfonso, what do we have next? I like starting the show with the ExxonMobil. That was.
I love it. I mean, it is the way to start today. Everyone is talking about energy, and Chevron is and ExxonMobil is making new all-time highs. A nice base breakout. So the next one from Jovonte.
You love how you said that, Alfonso. Say it again.
Jovonte. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that name.
Love that Venezuelan accent.
But let's take a look at UEC, Sam.
Cool. All right. So this is the Uranium Corporation. What is it? Uranium Energy Corporation. Very clever name. This is, I believe, like a $2 billion stock. Let's see if that's changed. Yeah, wow. Almost $7 billion now. I was way off. Okay. So I think the best way to start this is with a relative chart, Alfonso. So something like an LR probably is the best benchmark.
Okay,
for
let's
the
see.
uranium and nuclear energy trade. So I think this is how
Wow,
you start the conversation with UEC and how much of a leader this is inside of the uranium and nuclear energy trade. I mean, look at this massive base relative to its peers, Alfonso.
wow.
Not many stocks look like this inside of the uranium and nuclear energy complex. And so you saw that base in relative terms, but in absolute terms, you're already breaking out to new all-time highs. So I assume, I want to give the benefit of the doubt to the bulls that you'll get that breakout in relative terms. And you can see that you broke out in August of 2025 and almost immediately hit that first Fibonacci extension level. And that's where you've been consolidating. So we can zoom in and get a little more tactical with this chart. And
Beautiful. I love what you're doing here. Yeah, I just drop a big one from the ultimate high, from those highs. And yeah, I think the way you have to, I mean, you have to look at this is, if you want, better timing but less conviction that this breakout it's happening. I think you have to bet on this base breakout about this VWAP. However, if you want more conviction on this trend and this trade potentially, I think you can just wait and see if we can reclaim that. I don't know, that level around 14 and a half or even 15.
Yeah, I think 15 is really
that's the level,
big
right?
level on a high time frame. So above 15, I think this is going to 24 and a quarter. Looks fantastic and definitely a leader inside of that nuclear energy trade.
I kind of like to jump that breakout and buying, right here, right now, above that big one. At least for me.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't hate it at all. I mean, look at how momentum is just dancing around here at 50 on the 14-day RSI. It looks like, if the buyers continue to drive this price higher, I think this could be the beginning of a fresh leg higher towards that 24 that we were just talking about. Yeah, definitely not extended. Definitely this is about as healthy of a consolidation as you can possibly get.
I love it.
And look at the context here, Alfonso. I mean, off the April lows, this one went from like sub $4 to 17 and a half, 350%. So yeah, I like this name a lot. Who brought this one along?
Javante,
that's right. Javante, early leader for chart of the day.
Early leader for chart of the day. It could agree with you. But now let's take a look at SDRL. Jonathan is asking long-term thoughts on SDRL. I'm long from 33 days to cover 7 and 38% decline from all-time highs in July 2024 to the low in April 2025 is at around 30 to 50. So let's take a look.
So this is a $2 billion contract drilling stock, and they mentioned the short interest there, Alfonso. Is that right?
SDRL, the days to cover. Yeah, I mean the short interest is 9%, and the days to cover is 7 days.
Okay, interesting. So yeah, this is definitely more on the speculative end of things inside of energy. So if we started the show talking about charts like XLE, ExxonMobil, Chevron, Conoco, all the bellwethers in the energy space working and trying to break out of massive bases. And if that's the case, I think the move is to lean into the speculative names inside of energy. Mm-hmm. I think Seadrill is definitely one of those names. So let's see if we can find a nice level to define our risk against. And for me, I'm interested in trading this one against this 38.2 retracement on a move back towards this July 2024 peak. So
and drop the VWAP from the all-time highs.
Yeah, exactly at that 38.2 retracement. Yep. Love how that works. So yeah, I have a lot of conviction that on any pullback towards this 32 and a half level, the buyers will step in and support the price. And I think the path of least resistance has pretty decisively shifted higher from 32 and a half to 41 and a half. And, if if you want to take some profits here, I think that could make a lot of sense. The 61.8 retracement was resistance on multiple occasions, and you can see it was also support back here in 2023. So probably some bag holders left there. I would expect some consolidation here at 41.5, but this is shaping up really nicely, Alfonso.
Yeah, I love it. And I love the way, that 3250 level acts as a resistance, as a confluence of resistance, right? The 38 retracement from that entire decline and the VWAP from the all-time highs capped their advances. And now we got a breakout, and now that 3250 level should act as support, just in case for a potential pullback, if we get that. So yeah, I think above that level, I think the passive level resistance is higher, and it's a valid trend reversal in my opinion.
Totally. Shout out to the speculative energy stocks. I like it. I'm here for it. And a ton of short interest, Alfonso. People really hate these stocks. And, when everybody's on the same side of the boat, it's just a matter of time before it tips over. Yeah. I think that's happening right here, right now in front of our eyes.
I love that. But how about if we take a look at AMD? It's time to take a look at some technology names here. Ari is asking us, when looking at a chart like AMD, what levels are you looking at?
I need to start this conversation with AMD in relative terms, Alfonso. Okay. We need to use a quarterly candlestick chart for this because it goes all the way back to 1980, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yeah, man, look at this monster base versus the S&P 500 for AMD.
Wow.
I mean, this is about as big as they come. I think JP Morgan has a very similar chart versus the S&P 500.
Very similar.
Yeah, man, I like the AMD. I think a breakout is coming there in relative terms. You've already seen it in absolute terms. And let's see. If we want to get tactical with it, I was looking at this chart earlier, dropping some WAPs from the peaks from late last year. So October 29th is a key reversal day, and so is November 12th. So you're running into those. Go ahead.
Yeah, you can even drop the VWAP from that gap, monster gap from October 6th, and you will get the same confluence of resistance. So that level is huge, Sam.
It definitely is huge, yeah. And you can just remove the lines from your chart and just draw a nice, clean polarity level and see just how much the market has been respecting this level. So, support, break in late November. And now it was resistance. And here you are running into it again, finding resistance once more. So I don't know. I'm not Mr. Gap Fill guy or anything like that, Alfonso, but if it just kissed this 215, 216 level and reversed higher from there, that would make a lot of sense to me.
And if you zoom out, Sam, just
let's do that.
Yeah, just notice that level of interest around 230 to 25. That's the prior cycle high. Well, not the prior cycle highs, but the prior highs from 2024 coming into the same level, a confluence of resistance again. That's a big wall for AMD.
Totally, yeah. So a breakout here would be huge. I think you could look at this 161.8 extension as the first target in the AMD. You have like a 2 to 4 month time frame. I think above this March 2024 peak, you get to 320 pretty fast.
Kind of like that. Yep.
And look at how this one moves. I mean, it can really trend very well whenever it's trending. It can also be a hot mess for a long time too. So, it wouldn't surprise me at all to see more consolidation here at this level. But shaping up nicely, AMD.
Yeah, no, that's a great setup. However, we have to wait for some confirmation and momentum to come back and reclaim that 230 level. If we reclaim that 230 level, I think the passive resistance is higher and a new leg higher in AMD will be underway. But now let's take a look at some of the names from the chat. The chat is on fire today. I love that. So let's start with ATI.
Let's do it. So ATI, this is a metal fabrication stock, if I'm not mistaken.
Bro, look at that base.
Yeah, it's been a huge winner, Alfonso. So this is a $16.5 billion specialty materials stock. They make high performance materials and alloys. Sounds very fancy. From Dallas, Texas. Huge shout out to Dallas, Texas. I'm a big fan. All right, Alfonso, this is what we're talking about. We were talking about the XME earlier, making a massive base breakout above that great financial crisis peak. And it looks like ATI is next in line to do exactly that. Here you can see ATI overlaid with the XME. It's the exact same trade. So I want to know if it's a leader inside of the XME. So we can use just a simple ratio chart for that. ATI relative to XME. And let's see if it'll load here. Give it just a second.
Yeah,
My Wi-Fi is being slow today, Alfonso.
It is in a big range there since, I will say, April 2024. But it's been carving out a nice base on a relative basis, even though that we're looking at the chart right now.
Yeah, not the best relative performance, but it's fine. I think the absolute chart is enough. I mean, this is such a beautiful base here, Alfonso, and the risk reward is so well defined at this 2007 peak. I mean, how can this not be the chart of the day, Alfonso?
And do you think it's a little bit extended in the short term? I mean, will you expect?
Hell yeah, it's extended, but look at what's been happening in the metals, Alfonso. I don't really care. It just keeps getting more extended. Silver's been extended since $40.
If you're above 120, you have to be long ATI, basically.
Yes. Just because it's extended doesn't mean it can't get more extended. I think ATI is going to get more extended.
I love that answer. And I think you're right. And as long as you have your risk management level, very well defined, I think you're good with that. Right?
You're risking $1 to make $70. I mean, how could you not take this trade, Alfonso?
Yeah, no, I mean,
I love this. This is the chart of the day. I don't think anything can possibly beat this.
Okay.
But let's see if we can beat it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's take a look now at EMBJ.
EMB.
EMBJ.
EMJ, you said?
Yeah.
Sorry, I misunderstood you.
No, EMBJ.
BJ. EMBJ. Gotcha. All right. I'm with you.
Bro, speaking of a monster-based breakouts.
Lots of bases today, Alfonso. You notice?
And speaking of extended trends that could get more extended.
Totally, right? Yeah. So this is a Brazilian aerospace and defense stock. I mean, how many Brazilian aerospace and defense stocks can you name? None for me. This is it. Really, I love this base, though. I mean, let's see. The 161.8 comes in about 81.5. More like 82, 83. All right, so we're in the middle of a range right now. So in this scenario, I'd look for some type of bullish continuation pattern to trade towards that 82, 83 level, and that's exactly what you have right now, and you're decisively breaking out of that pattern as we speak. I mean, look at this. This is a textbook gap and go kind of move, Alfonso.
Bro, what a breakout, man.
This is really beautiful. This is exactly the kind of setup I would look for in a strong primary uptrend, because they don't make it easy to get into these strong uptrends. And when I'm zooming out on that chart, you can see this is one of the strongest primary uptrends in the entire market. It's like something like the GE. I was looking at the GE earlier.
Oh, that's a beautiful chart.
Industrial stock in the world, and look what it's done since it bottomed in 2022.
Yeah,
It's
the
just
same
been
pattern.
straight up. Like this is a hard trend to enter. You needed some type of bullish continuation pattern to enter on. And that's what you have with GE Aerospace. You're seeing this a lot in the aerospace and defense area.
Yep.
RTX is another large name already breaking out of a nice little
Mhm.
accumulation pattern. I like aerospace and defense a lot, Alfonso.
I mean, they have been on fire over the past year.
And look at that
Not only,
candlestick it put in on Friday, closing at the very top of the range,
I
decisively
mean,
breaking out.
very interesting candles on Friday, let me tell you. Very interesting candles in the aerospace and defense, in energy. Maybe someone knew something.
Don't they always know something, Alfonso?
I mean, the market always knows something that we don't. So, how about if we take a look? Let me see. Um, CNQ.
Hey,
You
Canadian
want to take a look at
Energy,
CNQ?
let's do it.
Yeah,
So,
it's a
yeah, this is kind
mess.
of gross. I mean, Canada has a lot of energy stocks that are amazing. I would not put CNQ in that category.
Definitely
Even
not.
looking at CNQ on the TSX, I don't want to do that. Let's look at it on the NYSE. All right, so this is almost $100 billion in market capitalization, looks like.
Yeah, it's still
No, no, that's misinformation, Alfonso. It's $67 billion in market cap with a 5% dividend yield. So a
right.
nice yield, but the stock is just not a winner. I mean, look at it relative to, you can use something as simple as XLE. I mean, just not getting the job done. Massive underperformance here recently. This is just
Yeah,
not a name I'm interested in. Energy is working. ExxonMobil is breaking out of a massive base. I want something that's leading. It doesn't have to be the very best name out there. Like we were looking at the Sea Drill earlier, and that's not the best name out there, but it's working. And
look, the only thing positive that is in this name is that it's been consolidating above that shallow former high from 2008 to 2011. Um, and for me, it's a little bit interesting the way that the VWAP from the all-time highs and the COVID loads, are converging, creating a VWAP pinch. So, I think you can have a nice setup if we get a decisive break at this resolution here. Until then, I wouldn't touch it. I think it's in a messy range.
totally, yeah. And I think that VWAP pinch that you mentioned just kind of reinforces the range bound nature of a chart like
Exactly.
CNQ. We're looking
Exactly.
for the charts that are resolving their ranges because energy has been in a range for a very, very long time, and they're just now breaking out. So
Yep.
to catch the biggest winners, I think you want to look for the names that are already leaving the station. And CNQ is not. It's not even close. It's a
Thank you is
major
not. I
lag.
mean, yeah. I mean, until it reclaims that VWAP with authority and a nice base breakout and get some follow through, I'm not interested in this one. So, how about? Okay, yeah. Someone is asking us about BTU. I like the setup in BTU. I like the setup. I like today's candle. It's a nice comeback. It's getting tight as well. So yeah, I'm kind of interested in BTU to be honest.
Yeah, and I I totally see why, Alfonso. This is a nice setup. So let's just start out with a daily chart. Looking at, all right, so this one had a monster move off the April lows earlier this year. BTU rallied. Drum roll, please. 270% just in a vertical line higher. And look at how
Mhm.
you've consolidated that monster run. You've just been digesting straight sideways. That is what you see in the best uptrends, Alfonso. Is a correction through time and not price. So I
That's
love this name for that reason. And I
yeah.
think breakout is coming here. I think you're in the very early stages of it. You can see that you had this volume weighted average price anchored to this all-time high from October 14th of 2025 was resistance, 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 and then boom. In late December, you broke out and you flipped it into support. So I think a fresh leg higher is coming for the BTU. And I bet there's some Fibonacci retracement levels here.
And I will tell you something. I mean, that pattern, it's a classic continuation pattern within an ongoing option, right? And even if you zoom out, I think you can play this, you can trade this name in different ways. I mean, in a very, more tactical way, that is the way you're, drawing with the VWAP and, looking for an expansion in volatility in the short term. But if you zoom out, just look at that massive level around 33.
Yeah, it's a great point, Alfonso. This is a structural breakout.
That's a monster base. So you have like a combination of patterns, like a big base, a potential big base breakout here, and also a potential continuation pattern from a shorter term pattern here. So I love when that happens. I think you can, have multiple options to trade this name. And yeah, I like the setup. I really like it.
So yeah, I think a breakout here above, let's call it $33 gets you to 47. So about 40% of upside in the BTU, and I think it could happen fast too, Alfonso. I mean, look at how this name moves when it trends. I just said earlier
volatility is very, very contracted at the historic low as well. So I'm expecting a wild move and an aggressive move. It could be in either direction, but on the way that it's looking, overall, I have to bet that it's higher. So I really like this stock right now.
Yeah, shout out to the coal. This is a premier coal name. Let's see. Yeah, almost $4 billion. That's like a mega cap tech stock in the coal space. $4 billion. These stocks are so irrelevant. I love it. I love that aspect of the coal stocks because nobody cares at all, Alfonso. Nobody.
And the upside potential is huge.
It is. I mean, look at what these stocks did during COVID. AMR alone did, I think, 24,000% in 2 years. Best stock off the COVID lows. These coal stocks are crazy when they trend.
Like I want to go through a couple more names that I'm looking in the chart that I'm really interested in. One of them is Robinhood. The other one is SoFi. Some people here is asking us about SLB chart. They look good. What else? RKT. Even the open door, Sam. I know you like the open door. I'm in the open door. I'm just waiting for that big, big candle. So
I don't think Fintech is that interesting here, Alfonso. Things like SoFi, things like Robinhood. I don't know. I'm not convinced they're ready to move. Like, I see this really nice base in the SoFi. I see you, but I need to see a breakout, a decisive breakout to new all-time highs. Because, if that happens, I think this is going much, much higher. And I don't.
Yeah. Okay. But what I like about the SoFi, it's it reclaimed the vigor from the highs. I think it's setting up. I think you have a very tight pattern there, right at the former highs from 2021. Buyers are absorbing all the overhead supply at this resistance level, and yeah, I mean any break at about 28, or again, if you want more conviction and you break it to new all-time highs, could set the stage for a new leg higher in SoFi. And for me, the upside potential here, it's huge. It's off the chart. I really like this chart, Sam. And the way you're drawing the chart, I'm seeing a non-top pattern so far. So let's see if we can get some follow through this week. I think that will be huge for SoFi and the rest of the space. And yeah, I think you can just trade this name either, buying this base breakout today above that VWAP, or just wait for some confirmation above all-time highs. I think you can get more conviction if that happens. But I really like the chart, man. I really like it.
Yeah, not a bad day to enter it too, Alfonso. I like how you mentioned the VWAP from that November 12th all-time high. We're
Yeah, I
gapping
think
above that today, so you can like enter right here to find your risk at 27 and a half and look at some, what was that, 40, 44 that I was looking at? Yeah, 43 as the target. So, that's very good risk reward. I just don't think it's the highest probability outcome out there. I think there are
okay.
fatter pitches out there in the market. Something like
Okay.
ATI.
Okay, so you choose SLB, we have PEGA, we have the grab, we have the, let me see in the chat. Someone wants to take a look, I think, at PLT. I know you want that, Sam. Another
Let it
one.
dance. That's what I have to say about
Open
that.
door. Oh, how about, yeah, GRZ? Let's see.
GRZ, that is not one I'm familiar with.
No.
Yeah,
sorry.
what is going on here? This is a crazy one. Next, what do we have? Anything
Yeah,
else?
next. Let's take a look at RKT.
RKT. All right, this is interesting. So,
Big move
yeah,
today. Big move.
yeah, I think this is a good way to end the show, Alfonso. This is a beautiful base in the RKT. So this is a leader in the mortgage finance space. And I believe you have a big Fibonacci retracement level here after this scam pump after the IPO. Let's see. Yeah, all right. This is what I was looking for. So yeah, above 20, I think RKT is going to 29 and
Beautiful.
43 after that. This is a massive base and an industry leader. You have it's gone absolutely nowhere for almost a year and a half, a year and a quarter. So definitely not extended here. I think this one could be in the early stages of a massive move. And look at this candlestick you're putting in today. I mean, up almost 7%, trading at the upper end of the range. So I think this is super actionable right here. And if you want to play something like the homies, I think Rocket is the way to do it. And the homies, they've sucked for some time now, Alfonso, but they are carving out a really nice bullish reversal pattern. Like how I see this is some type of Kilroy bottom. You have a lower low there, lower low, and then you have a higher low that you're putting in here now.
Beautiful.
So this could be the early stages of a reversal in the homies, which is one of the most important industry groups out there. So
look, Sam, yeah, I love that. And also, drop a big one from the April lows. So, that reversal, it's happening right there, reclaiming back again that big one from the April lows. And for me, the chart, the level for a reversal in place for home builders, if we can reclaim that big one from the September highs.
Totally, Alfonso. Let's see if there's like a Fibonacci retracement from this April to September advance. I think that could also help us potentially.
Yeah, it's a little bit messy, right?
It is messy. Yeah, I think the cleanest way to play something like this is a breakout above this VWAP that is anchored to the September high. Yeah, I like it. I like homies. I like the Rocket. Probably the premier vehicle for expressing a bullish thesis on the homies. I mean, the relative strength is off the charts there, Alfonso. Let's finish today with the Rocket XHB chart, just to display that relative strength. Man, look at that, Alfonso. Woo!
Wow, that's
massive
nice
base breakout there. Man, does it get better than that?
Nice base. I mean, it's a great way to end the show today. So
totally, yeah. This one, I think the ATI still gets my chart of the day, but Rocket is right up there as well. So huge shout out to whoever brought along the Rocket for us today. Who was that, Alfonso?
Let me see. Matt. I think it was Matt. Yeah.
Nice, Matt. Good eye. I like it a lot. We have such an amazing audience here, Alfonso, and
a great show today.
Totally.
Great show.
All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. If you liked today's show, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel so we can continue to bring you awesome content like this. And if you want us to get to your ticker at the beginning of next week's show, please don't hesitate to email us questions@stockmarketmedia.com and we will put your ticker in the mailbag. But of course, thank you everyone for being here. We have our man Higgins, we have Matt, we have SMT Raz, SM Traz, I don't know how you say that one. The Brad Villa, the Zandman, all the regulars are here. I appreciate all of you very much. I hope you have a very happy start to 2026. It's going pretty well for me, Alfonso. A lot of my stocks are moving in my direction, and that makes me a happy man. So
Like it's going well. It's going well, and today's a great day for the market. So let's keep rocking.
totally, let's do it. All right, everybody. Catch you later.
Thank you, everybody.